We're getting a new toy, and I know nothing about it. We're getting a new toy, and I know nothing about it. The only thing I do know, it has something to do with the internet, because I saw Bob and the boys chatting online about this Starlink thing. Yes, I've heard of it, but I don't understand anything about it. So hopefully, no, I shouldn't say hopefully. I know Bob can explain it, and it is very confusing, and it's a new thing, and I'm surprised he held off this long, because I know Starlink has been out for a while, but have at it. Explain, what is it?
Well, Starlink's actually been in beta until like November, but so it's been out for about a year, but kind of not really, especially if you're mobile. So basically, Starlink is, I think, it's SpaceX's, which is Elon Musk's company. They are putting up, I think, 45,000, it might be 75,000. Either way, a ton of satellites that are right on the horizon in orbit. And that'll provide internet for the world from satellite dishes and low-powered satellite dishes. So it's been out there, but in beta, it doesn't really work great for people that are moving, because you need to be in an open cell. So basically, it'd be like your city, yes, we allow you internet in your city type of thing. And then they would go ahead and send you the satellite and the router and such. If you weren't in an open cell, you couldn't. So what happens with full-time RVers like us, it's like, okay, yes, I have an open cell, they sent it to me, I moved from Arizona to New Mexico, or even down the road because I'm boondocking, or I went to another RV park. Now it no longer works because that cell is at capacity.
So there's no roaming with it.
So at the time, there was no roaming. So for us, it would be useless because we move all the time. And for us, it may be not perfect either, because we can't just attach it to the roof, even though you kind of can, and I might, but it's not made to do that, but I might do it anyway, but we'll see once I get it. So then we have to take the dish and put it outside, and it connects by itself, so it's easy and all that, but it does I'm going to say 300 megabits per second, 500 megabits per second, and if you compare that to what we get on the van using a visible phone, we get about 1 or 2 megabits per second.
Megabits?
Yeah. So this is huge amount. But it also allows you to be out of cell phone range. You don't need cell towers. It's going to the sky. And you can get internet any place then. So ultimately, you can get it in the Baja, you can get it in Alaska, you can get it in the middle of Utah, all these different places that have no cell coverage. And you can get super high speed. So there's some limitations as far as the horizon. You can't have trees, obstacles around you. But anyway, that stuff I still need to learn about. But recently, like just a couple weeks ago at the most, people started noticing that they were out of their home area. Basically, like, they have no coverage because there's no open cells. They were getting internet. And so some tech-heady people went, or whatever, maybe it's easy, could list and see that roaming now is turned on. And I believe this is because the Ukrainian situation. So Elon Musk announced in Twitter that he was going to turn on roaming and reduce power needs for the dish for Ukraine. And so I believe that's why it's actually on. So that's kind of an interesting piece there. But it uses, before I think it used like 100 watts per hour. And if you live in a house, you don't care about this at all. But if you live in an RV or a motorhome or a van, you understand that your battery power is limited. So you have to really know how much power it's using. And so we have 500 amp lithium batteries here, and now it uses about 40 watts per hour. So that's pretty good, because in a whole day, I believe that's about one battery. So it's still significant. but it's one battery compared to 2 batteries or 2.5 batteries at 100 watts. So anyway, this came out. I saw it. You have to do some finagling because we don't have an address, and so you have to do some finagling. You have to find an open cell, so they will sell you that. I'm not going to go into details. If you want to YouTube that, you can find information on how to do this. You can actually get, because you can go to your address and you say, okay, they're full. They're not going to be open until 2023. Well, no, there's ways around that, but you have to kind of look at that. But so we had it shipped to the place in Quartzsite, and it hasn't shipped yet, but hopefully it'll ship in the next week. And then if roaming works, as people are reporting it does, and if it stays on, which hopefully it does, it's going to be game changer.
Yeah, definitely.
Game changer. And for some people, really game changer. We don't work on the road, but our Alex, our oldest son, and Angela, they work on the road. And so for them, if it does work roaming, it's huge. You would have internet at all places. The only thing is, if you're in the middle of the forest, you're not. And if you're going to have mountains right on you, potentially not. I mean, there's some limitations, but
yeah,
it's fantastic.
Awesome.
So, in 1995, I had internet, or satellite internet at our house. I'm always a tech
With
head.
the monster dish.
No, it wasn't that big.
Wasn't it?
It was, it was probably about that big.
Okay.
Not the really big one, but one of those. And it was like, it wasn't DirecTV, I think it was Hughes or whatever. But anyway, I was like 4 years old when I put it together. But I'm kidding. So it kind of dates me. But, and that worked okay. But this is really cool. You basically set it up there, and it points itself, it finds itself, it does everything for you. I can't wait to get it. It's going to be a toy. It's $500, and then it's $100 a month. Is it a good idea for us? No. But the boys, and we were talking about it, and I love doing this stuff. I can get it and see potentially for Alex and Angela if that would work for them.
Yeah.
My experience, and they can see from that.
You have always been this way. The newest Xbox that's coming out, or the Xbox that's coming out, you wanted to give that a shot. I mean, you were trying to code when you couldn't code, when you just had a what was that, Texas Instrument thingy.
Right,
so
right.
So
that was 1983 or something like that.
So my point is, when new technology comes out, you are always jonesing to get it and try it.
Love it. And if I had a house where we were before, we did not have internet at our house. We used our cell phones, and then I had an unlimited plan from Verizon, and I'd share that signal, and of course it sucked for the boys to game off of, but that worked. If we had the house, thank God we don't, then I would have the Starlink there in those places. It's perfect. I mean, huge speeds at $100 a month, which is really reasonable. Here it's going to be questionable because we're not on the van all the time. We don't always necessarily are in one spot to put a dish outside, blah, blah, blah. But it's okay. We're going to try it, and it's going to be great because we went pack rafting last year in the Boise River, and it was fantastic. But we didn't have internet, and I'm sorry to say, I like to be connected. I like to be connected with my boys, and I like to be connected with my businesses, everything else. So I like to be connected. So then we could have just put the dish out, and we would have
maybe we were surrounded by mountains.
I also like watching YouTube. I also like all those things that come with it. So if you give me internet, I can be pretty much any place. Kinda,
not.
Go back to the city, but see, I love the mountains. I love the oceans.
Love the city.
But I need to be around city every once in a while, or more than every once in a while. So
is that it?
That's it. Yeah, I'll do a review when we get it, and show you how it works. I'll tell you if roaming works, all that. I'm really looking forward to it because just like Tesla, they can turn things on and off, or on probably, to allow like auto drive and stuff like that. Well, I think this is the same thing here. They can do firmware updates and open up functions that were not open before, and so roaming is one of those things. And so they continue to update it, just like they went from 100 watt power usage down to 40, or and 100, don't quote me on that, but I think it was down to 40 watt power wattage. And again, if you're in a house, you don't care, but if you were in a van or whatever, you do. And so anyway, they were able to do it without actually getting new hardware, and that's what's kind of fun nowadays. Is things are a little different. So yeah, fingers crossed that it works for us, and it'll be fun.
So there you have it. The internet satellite Starlink dish
An order.
on order.
And ready to ship. So
Thankfully, Bob knows everything about all this stuff, loves this stuff, because I'm clueless when it comes to it. So, and it's not my thing. I don't necessarily enjoy things like that. And he loves messing around with it and installing it, and it's coming in this week, and so soon it'll be out and about and ready for review.
Perfect for the new van.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a cellular router. I didn't order a cellular router, so we'll see what this does for us.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and ask us some questions about the Starlink. Maybe we can help you out with it. Have a great day.